In this video, let's learn about acid rain. Whenever the pH of rainwater is less than 5.6, then that rain is considered as acid rain. So acid rain is a rain or any other form of precipitation like snowfall, sleet or hailstorm that is usually acidic. Okay, that means it possesses elevated level of hydrogen ions. Then that rain is considered as acid rain. Acid rain is caused by emission of pollutants, various pollutants in the atmosphere. The majority of these are sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide. So these pollutants react with the water molecules and photoaccidents like ozone in the atmosphere, and they come back to the earth in the form of acid rain. So there are different sources which contribute the acid rain pollutants into the atmosphere. These include the human interferences by means of emission of fossil fuels and industrial emission of industrial pollutants, and also natural sources include the emission of nitrogen oxide by the mechanism of lightning, and also the emission of sulfur dioxide through volcanic eruptions are some of the sources. But here the human interferences is much more than that of the natural sources. Now let's learn about what is pH here. Here pH is the measure of acidity or alkalinity of a solution expressed on a logarithmic scale. Okay, logarithmic scale. Here why I am mentioning logarithmic scale is that the difference between the pH of 2 and 3 is not 1. Okay, it is 10. And also similarly, the difference between 2 and 4 is not 2, it is 100. So it is increasing or decreasing on an exponential rate. That is called logarithmic scale. So here we consider pH 7 as the neutral pH. Various examples include pure water, milk, human saliva and blood. And less than 7 pH is considered as acidic. So as we move lesser and lesser towards the pH 0, then that solution is considered as acidic, and also the more than pH 7 is considered as alkaline. So pH 0, that is represented by hydrochloric acid, is highly acidic than that of the battery acid. Okay, and similarly pH 14 now, that is sodium hydroxide, is highly acidic than that of the baking soda of pH 9. So less than 7 is the acidic pH, more than 7 is alkaline pH. So pH 7 is the neutral pH. This is the pH scale. And now let's look at the different types of acid rain. Acid rain can happen in two ways, that is wet deposition as well as the dry deposition. Here wet deposition of acid occur when any form of precipitation, maybe rain, snow or sleet, removes the acids that are present in the atmosphere because of the emission of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide in the atmosphere. So if the rainwater or any source of precipitation removes the source of acid in the atmosphere and brings that to the earth, then that is called wet deposition. So this is carried through the rainwater. And second type of deposition is the dry deposition. It occurs in the dry climatic conditions and also in the arid regions of the world. Here the dry deposition occurs when in the absence of water molecules, when the pollutants released into the atmosphere, that is sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide, this incorporated into the various dust and smoke particles and return to the earth as dry deposition, not as wet deposition. So when the rain falls into the earth, then these are carried away through leaching. So this is the dry deposition, and this contribution of dry deposition to the acid rain is more than 50%. Now let's look at the sources of acid rain. There are different pollutants which are contributing to the acid rain. These include sulfur. Okay, sulfur. The sources of sulfur include, the natural sources include volcanic eruption and also the soil organic decomposition. Various microorganisms decompose the organic materials. These release sulfur into the atmosphere as well. And also the human interferences like burning of coal, petroleum products like petrol, diesel, kerosene, and smelting of metal sulfide, fertilizers, application of fertilizers, that is sulfur based fertilizers into the crops, and sulfuric acid production. These add sulfur to the atmosphere. And the nitrogen here, the lightning, the natural source, the lightning also contribute nitrogen to the atmosphere, and also volcanic eruptions. And biological activities like forest fires, also contribute nitrogen to the atmosphere, and also oil, burning of oil, coal, and vehicle exhaust also contribute nitrogen to the atmosphere. And third one is formic acid. Here, the formic acid is added to the atmosphere by burning the biomass, like firewood, and also the forest fires also contribute formic acid to the atmosphere. And other sources like chlorine, hydrochloric acid, and phosphoric acid, carbon monoxide, all the byproducts of industrial pollutants. So these are all the different sources of acid rain. So this is the pictorial representation of the various sources. That is the volcanic eruption, which contributes nitrogen dioxide, and industrial emissions like sulfur dioxide and oxides of nitrogen. This moves to the earth atmosphere and incorporate into this dust and smoke, and come down to the earth as dry deposit when there is water molecule present, and it reacts with the water molecules and comes down to the earth as wet deposition. So this is about the source of acid rain. And let's look at the common characteristics of acid rain. Here, the acid rain are concentrated in the developed countries, especially in those developed countries where industrial belts are more in the northern hemisphere. Okay. And second important characteristic is that it occurs more in the mountainous areas, that is heavy rain and snow areas where the rich flora and fauna are present. So the effect of acid rain is more damaging because it is occurring in the very areas where rich flora and fauna are present. And also acid rain regions are characterized by thin soil and glaciated bedrocks. And other important characteristic is that acid rain not only occurs in the point sources, that is where region where the pollutants are released in the atmosphere, but these oxides of sulfur and oxides of nitrogen can be transported to faraway places, okay, away from the point of origin, and that may result in the acid rain in other areas as well, especially in developing countries. So acid rain is not specifically concentrated in the developed countries, it may be transported to the developing countries as well. So this is the chemical reaction in the acid rain. Here the sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide is released into the atmosphere through various sources. So this reacts with the phytooxidants in the atmosphere like ozone. Okay, oxidation occurs, then that creates the sulfuric acid with the sulfur dioxide and nitric acid with the oxides of nitrogen. So if these pollutants has no source of water molecules, then that reaches the earth in the form of dry deposition. If it has the access to water molecules, then that reaches the earth in the form of wet deposition as rains. Okay, acid rain contains various ions like hydrogen ions, ammonia, nitrates, and sulfates. So these are all the pollutants which cause the acid rain. So this is it about acid rain. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and please like the Facebook page. The address is facebook.com/UPSC General Studies. Updates are more presented here also. Thanks for watching.